Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible and amazing July 4th holiday yesterday. And hopefully, you're doing good this morning. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I am great. I don't know if I had I had a great day yesterday. No July the 4th-ness really in it. I went golfing. I played tennis. I played pickleball. It was a very active day. It was great.
Nice, man. Nice. Sounds awesome. And
Did you?
we had a great day here, too.
Yeah.
we
Did
went
you
to a fair.
fireworks? What did you do on your day?
I didn't do it myself, right? But the neighbor in front of me did it for everybody in the block, so that was pretty exciting. But yeah, no fireworks for me. But did enjoy them and had a great fair here where I live in this town. They put something together in the park, the fire trucks, the parade, and everything. We were there from 9:30 to about noon. So it was very exhausting. No, what am I talking about noon? It was like 2 o'clock because they were shutting everything down already. It was a very long morning, but a great one. Then spend the rest of the day with my parents. So it was awesome, man. It was a really, really good time. Hopefully you guys out there also had an amazing time yesterday. And then going to bed last night thinking about, wait a minute, it's not Saturday tomorrow. I actually got to go and wake up and do this show. So that reality kicked in a little bit, like, we got to wake up early tomorrow, kids. And you guys got daycare and everything is back to normal, at least for one day. So hopefully everything goes good there. But there's something happening right now. Let's get to it. It is our jobs number, Peter. So we jump right to that and see what's happening there, and hopefully that can drive the market with some volatility this morning.
Yeah, so we did have a couple of numbers. All the numbers are coming out right now, basically 8:30. Oh, look at this. This does look fancy. I love it. And this is the only economic data we're having today. All right, so let's start with, at the top here, with the U.S. non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll is expected to come in lower than the previous month. The forecast was 191,000 new jobs created. The U.S. economy, created 206,000 jobs in the last month. So that's good, right? If we look at the unemployment rate was expected to be 4%. It's actually at 4.1. So oddly, while more jobs were created, the unemployment rate went up marginally. Hourly wages came in, and let me see, the month-over-month hourly wages and the year-over-year, frankly, right on target. Those forecasts were 0.3% in the month and 3.9 for the year, and they were right there on the target. So the hourly earnings should have no market impact. The jobs being sort of mixed, right? It means that, I don't know, the market's probably not going to do much with that data, or because it's really not impactful, right? It's not directional anyways. So that's it. We got no other announcements. The only other thing that happened, there was a speech from a Fed speaker, but it was like really early this morning, 5 a.m. in India, and I don't think that has any impact on the market. So I'm not sure what's going on with these Fed speakers. They all seem to have fled to the U.S. for Independence Day. They were in where are they? Portugal, I think we were talking about, and now in India, and I don't know what's going on, man. Boondoggle. Anybody know that term? That's an old.
I don't.
Yeah. Anyways,
what is it? What is it?
Hope they're having fun on government money. Boondoggle's just when you book a trip for business purposes, like I'm going to a conference and I'm going to do some work. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Like what happens at CES every year in Vegas. Yeah, sure, you're going there to do some work. Yeah,
exactly. That's right. We booked our annual conference in Tahiti. In any event,
of course. All right, excellent, friends. The market right now, it is reacting a little bit. It is not.
Well said. We're going to Andrew's party.
Yeah,
I'm like, I never pretended that was work. Come on.
That was actually a party. Yeah. That was actually a full-blown party.
I was going
no
for a
work.
Party. Made no bones about
done
it.
There. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, excellent, friends. Let's look at the overall market now. It's moving here, doing some stuff. Again, not a whole lot going on. I was going to show you our gappers list, but there's really nothing to see there. I'm going to refresh it just in case. I'm going to hit
It
a
is.
refresh here. And
Yeah.
just to make sure I'm not missing anything, no scanners are working. There's nothing here today. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a Friday after July 4th into the weekend. Yeah, if this hopefully the job numbers can do something for us, or else it's going to be a day that we all should just been off. But let's see here. Let's start with straight to you, Peter. What do you like this morning?
Well, look, this is working exactly as we anticipated, right? We may not love it, but hopefully it's not a surprise today. We've got a Friday sandwiched between a day and a half off of the markets and, of course, the weekend, which means there's not going to be a lot of volume, especially the normal Wall Street volume. I mean, let's face it, if you were working in New York and you wanted to take a vacation, you take one day and you get a 5-6 day weekend, right? So, I just think a lot of the big money is going to be sitting on the sidelines. There's not going to be a lot of sort of active trading. Us retailers, it's easier when you want to log in from home and we can get some volume out there, but I expect volumes to be low. The open should be the open, right? We're going to get movement on the open. We always do every day. That's going to happen, but I expect it to die off faster and the afternoon sort of volume to be lower and with less interest. So I want to keep reminding people of this because we're in the summer period, and these things happen more regularly, which means you've got to be very careful in your trading because sometimes the patterns that you look for, that might be volume reliant, aren't going to work as well because you're not going to have the same participants in the market. Now, there's a side effect to this, right? The side effect is that when you get lower volume, if somebody does get motivated to move a stock, whether purposefully or inadvertently through a purchase they're making or something that's happening, stocks can make outsized moves, right? Because there's not that same type of the volume acts as a catalyst, but also as a brake, depending on what's happening out there, right? It sort of moderates the way things are moving. So I've seen in the summer where things go in these crazy runs with really low volume, just because sort of they can. And somebody's buying heavy, and there's no one else to counteract that volume. So just be careful. I'm telling you all this once again. You've heard it from me before if you've been listening in the morning, but without a gappers list, it means that what I typically go back to are the ones that have the most regular volume, because even with the lowered volume, we have a better chance of them working to our expectations, right, and not doing crazy stuff that's going to hurt us, right? So that means I'm going to be watching Tesla, right? I'm going to be watching Apple, my good friends in the semiconductor sector, AMD and Nvidia, right? Those are probably the big four right there. Secondary to that, that's when you can start watching Amazon and Microsoft and Google, maybe some of those. But they, without that institutional volume, they tend to get very choppy and ugly quickly. So for me, Carlos, really, the best things I would say to watch probably are those big four, unless we've got anything that's popping up with volume. And even I'm looking at like Nvidia, 5.4 million shares. So it's still getting volume despite, the market conditions right now. But AMD and Apple, only a couple 100,000 shares. Tesla also sitting at 5 million. So you notice the volume tends to be migrating to a couple of the big guys, right? Tesla and Nvidia
Yeah.
getting the big volume this morning. Those are probably my big two based on what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, and actually, I'm resetting things here. There is a gappers list. I thought I was going to have an easy job today,
Mm.
but no, there's actually some stuff on here. On the gap up and gap down, it looks like Bitcoin's leading everything here this morning. So I did have to refresh and change some couple of things here, and now I'm actually getting a gappers list. So apologies for that. But let's look at some of these, right? So the MDWD. This is kind of like some kind of car oil. What is this? This is Medy wound. So
Medy wound.
Medi
Wow.
won't. So
I'm not
medicate
sure
your
if
wound.
that's a
What is it?
brave name
Uh,
or a disturbing name.
yeah, it's a little
Anyways, all
weird.
right.
Um,
It's a
it is up
biotech company out of
44%.
Israel.
Okay. Up 44,
It-
460,000 shares traded. And the float is 6.6. So not great, but
Medy
it's moving
wound.
today.
Medy wound. That
Yeah.
sounds like a company name that sounds really good in another language. Didn't translate that well when you put it to English or something. I'm not sure. I don't. I'm not sure why this is on the list today. I'm not seeing any news in the last month on MediWound. A month ago, they were reporting that they were having some record profits with the war in the Gaza Strip, which it seems a little harsh, but I guess that's their business. Medy wound was soaring as a result of that. Why is it going today? I I do not know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. All right, we'll leave it at that. I mean,
Merger
it's
talk. Somebody's saying there's a merger
yeah.
talk. I'm not. Oh yeah, here share takeover offer. So they have a $34 a share takeover offer from Sloventum. So there you go. Okay, thank you. You're right. There is news out there. So this looks like it's an unsolicited bid. The stock price hasn't normally it moves sort of up to underneath that offering price and then hangs out. It has not moved that far, right? I mean, $34 a share is definitely like a 100% premium here on where it had closed the previous day, but it hasn't moved up quite that much. Look, Carlos, I've never seen this stock ticker before, so I have no idea what to
Yeah.
expect. I don't know if it's going to be a good trader or not today.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that it is on the lower end as far as the float. So very, very low float here at 6.6 is what I'm showing. So yeah, I'm
Yep.
going to skip it for now. It is in play, but I'm going to leave that alone. Let's look at KOSS this morning, and we are up 33%, 6.9 million shares traded. Hard to borrow, unfortunately. I dislike stocks that cannot trade them both ways here. So no inventory for sure with Interactive Brokers. I think it's still worth watching as a secondary. You can see it's heavily in play this morning. Did well last trading session. This would have been a Tuesday. Third. What? Yeah, Wednesday would have been Wednesday. And today continuing on this trend. Peter, what was the news on this? I don't recall what it was from last trading session.
I don't see their name
I
very
don't think we spoke
often.
about it. Right? Yeah.
I don't think did we? I don't remember us talking about
No,
it.
I don't think we spoke about it, but something definitely did happen on Wednesday. We had a big move. We're going from $5 all the way to as high
I,
of 19, 18, before it
all I
settled
can
down.
say
Is now
is
looking.
they used to make great products. I don't know if they still do. I have these speakers. Hold on, look at this. I stare at the name Koss every day. Look at that. It's right here on the speaker sitting on my desk.
Oh, they
And
make
these
electronics. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, consumer electronics. This speaker, I got to say though, I've got a pair of these speakers here, and they have been through hell because I've had these since the 1990s, and they've been on like every computer I've owned since probably about 94. So they're great, but anyways, they're heavy as heck though. I think they each weigh
Yeah.
about eight
Yeah.
pounds. But anyways, the news is that I don't know what the news is here. They seem to be mentioned in conjunction with Paramount, but I'm trying to figure out why.
Hmm,
I think
interesting.
there's a buyout coming on them or a buyout offer, but
Yeah,
um,
it makes sense. I mean, that this looks so niche, right? I'm surprised they're even a publicly traded company with the few products that they have on here. I'm looking at their website. It's only headphones, and yes, interesting. All right,
I mean, they got a very low market cap. They have a very low float.
yeah.
It's not looking like a great trading stock. I mean, they're
Look at these retro headphones, man. I mean, I remember these, not from this company, but
yeah.
I remember
See,
this
remember?
style of headphone here. I never got to these, but definitely remember these here.
I'm telling
So
you, they're
yeah,
a company stuck in the past. I mean, those were probably manufactured at the same time my speakers on my desk were. But I guess if they last, big volume this morning, 7 million shares on
yeah,
Koss, when their average daily volume is less than a third of that. So
yeah, yeah.
oh my
Um,
goodness, yeah, I don't know what
there,
to make of Koss. I look, it's weird how much volume it's got. Somebody knows something out there, but I'm
yeah,
highly skeptical.
gotcha. All right, let's take a look. I have it here, my secondary. I like the volume. It is up 33%, and I think it is in play today. We just got to see. We haven't seen enough of how the stock trades, how their trading DNA, if you want to call it, will be. So we'll keep it on here. Let's see what takes place. We know Macy's very well, and as much as I would love the stock to trade better, it doesn't. For me, it is a at the market open. It always lets me down. So it's going to be no different today. The way I'm scarred with this one. It's just I can't find a good trading opportunity, especially for a 5 minute ORB on this thing. It is very choppy. It might end up giving you a great
Oh,
move later in the day, But man, just no luck on my end. It is in play today. It is up 7%, 500,000 shares traded. Peter, what's the news with Macy's this morning?
Oh, interesting. All right, sorry. I was still looking at Koss because apparently Roaring Kitty was pumping it a little bit. So look at that, flexing those muscles there, the old kitty. So there, Macy's. So Macy's is here because there is a potential consolidation in this sector, and Macy's is right in the middle of it. So we've got Saks Fifth Avenue looking to cut a $2.5 or $2.6 billion deal with Neiman Marcus. Amazon is taking up a minority stake in this, while we've got two other investment groups that are trying to take Macy's private. So if Macy's goes private, of course, that means they have to buy up the available share inventory, which always puts a premium on it. Now, I haven't seen, well, it's always tough when you're trying to take it private to put a price on it, because you got to buy it what the market will bear, and it gets a little tricky. There's a way that they do that. But anyways, the big news is that there's movement here, and Macy's is a tough stock to trade. It has moved well though. Like I've made money off of Macy's, so I don't mind it. But it is a NYSE stock that trades on the New York Stock Exchange, and for it to move again on a day like this when we're expecting lower volumes makes it feel a little iffy. We're only at 500,000 shares so far. So, a lot of rumors of the takeover. These aren't new rumors, by the way, right? This sort of this industry segment change has been happening for quite a while. Amazon's getting more involved in retail and taking these little stakes. Macy's have been talking about going private for 6 months now. So I don't know. I'm not sure why. I don't have any particular reason to expect it to happen today. I'm thinking that Macy's may be moving just because it is so relatively quiet that any bit of noise gets more attention than it would normally.
Yeah, it doesn't trade well for me. And again, I can't remember what's the last time I went to Macy's. Even their flagship store here in 34th Street. And what, in fact, I remember last time I went here, it was winter, right? Because if you're hanging out here on Macy's, and if you look at my other screen here, you can see this thing takes up a whole block in 34th Street. If you haven't been down to New York, it's a great time, especially during Christmas. It's beautiful here. But for us New Yorkers who been here many a times, if you want to get from 7th Avenue to either Broadway or 6th Avenue and it's freezing, you go right to this door, and this is a great warm-up stretch. You go right through here. If it's one of those New York winters, you go through the store, you come on the other side, a brand new person, nice and warmed up. So if it's freezing, you got to get from east to west or west to east. Make sure you hit that 34th Street Macy's. It takes the whole entire block as a good way to warm up, and just stay away from the people throwing perfumes at you on that first floor. You'll be perfectly fine. So, but yeah, as far as trading, man, it is brutal. I'm going to have it here because it is in play today, but I don't like it. It's going to be on the secondary list this morning. If you're in New York, I'm sure you're saying, oh yeah, I've done that a couple of times because that's the thing to do there. But yeah, there you have it. That is our gap up list, guys. So not much going on there. We'll look at the gap down, which is made up of a lot of our cryptocurrencies all over here. We have Mara, Clean Spark, we have Riot, we have Coin, we have Hood, and I think even CORZ reminds me of it being in play when crypto is. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, there's.
Well,
let's talk about Bitcoin. It's leading the entire.
Yeah, exactly.
This morning.
I was going to say the exact same thing, Carlos. We might as well. So we warned you about this on Wednesday when we talked, right? Wednesday morning for this pre-market show. We said it was sitting in a range. The Bitcoin price on the daily chart was sitting in a range where there could have been a breakdown over the holiday, the market break. And that's exactly what happened. We dropped from 61,000 where we were sitting on the 3rd to the 55,000 that you see us at now. So big drop on Bitcoin prices. Didn't sort of break through and keep dropping all the way down. I was highlighting the $52,000 level, I believe, on Wednesday, but still, I mean, this is a drop, which is why we're seeing again all the cryptocurrency stocks now sort of catching up. Right, that's why they're on the gap down list here as the Bitcoin price moved. So I'll just remind everybody once again, Bitcoin prices don't typically move intraday. They don't move during the market trading day. They love to sort of move after hours in the middle of the night when no one's watching. So I think that despite the big drop we're sort of seeing and the market catch up we're getting, I don't know that we're going to get excellent price action after the opening bell rings. I'm still going to watch at least one of them, right? Whether you pick Coin or Mara or whichever one you like out there, it's a clean spark, doesn't matter. Pick one and keep an eye on it in case it makes some interesting moves. But once again, I think they've sort of done their caught up pre-market, and they'll probably go back to the regular old choppy selves or choppy ways.
Yep, I'm with you there, man. I don't like it. I have it. I have a few I'm going to be watching here, which is going to be Mara. So look at Mara. It's got a little bit of volume this morning, so I'll add that to my list. And then Coin. Coin is my number 2. I'm going to put Coin on the list here as well on a secondary, and we can see how that looks a little bit later. And that covers most of our list. The rest here is probably going to give us some garbage trucks. Here's Zim. This is a garbage stock. We've seen it plenty of times on our list. Doesn't trade very well. And today's probably going to be one of those days where it doesn't do anything good for us. So it is gapping down 6.2. So I like the gap down here. It's just I'm not sure if that's going to be something that's going to get any good continuation. So let's look at what is this down here that might be in play. IREN. This has been getting a lot of movement over the last couple of days. Iris Energy, not a great intraday trading stock. So I have not been watching about on the daily. They seem to be continue to move here towards the upside, gapping down this morning. But as far as intraday action, not one that I'm going to have on my list this morning. So we'll skip on it. Peter, anything on this stock? I mean, I know it tends to gap up and down. We've seen it the last couple of days be more active than it normally is. Anything happening?
On Riot? Sorry.
No, on IREN.
IREN. Sorry, I was still looking up this supposed meme reference to Koss. Anyways, IREN, it keeps jumping up on our list, right? It seems to be getting a lot more volume than it used to, and because this, I believe, is dual traded. Remember, this is an Australian energy company. It is related, by the way. They do some crypto, right? They actually do energy production, but they're also using some of that to do crypto mining. So I don't think there's news. I think it's probably in sympathy with the other crypto mining stocks, even if that's not their main business.
Gotcha. All right, let's see here. IREN, I don't like it. I'm going to leave that alone. Heading down, I think that covers it. CORZ is another one that's on our list this morning. Doesn't trade very well, so I'm going to skip this one too. Core Scientific. Is it a calculator? What is this, Peter? I don't know what it is, but it's here, and I'm not sure that's really going to be in play. It has moved up before, but not really one that trades well. It's Bitcoin too. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I see here. It's Bitcoin.
I see XPEV is on the list.
XPEV it's just brutal. It's just sucks.
Yeah,
this stock is it did great last session. I think this is mainly because of the numbers, delivery numbers, Tesla leading the way, doing some amazing stuff. Tesla's what I'll be watching here. But XPEV is just, it doesn't trade very well. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Aside from that, guys, we're pretty good. Again, filled with Bitcoin stuff. DJT is not Bitcoin. Let's see what that's doing this morning. DJT, it is down 1.6, 229,000 shares traded. But it's just the intraday action on this thing is pretty bad. So and probably gonna be worse now if there's nothing happening with politics, Trump and his campaign. That's when it tends to actually move. If there's nothing happening there, it would be just completely dead at the moment. So we got to wait for news to trade this. And even then, when you have news, you got to be very careful because sometimes the spread and the price action could be very, very shady. So, all right, let's take a look. It's nasty, man. It's nasty price action. So, all right, let's, Peter, what else do you like as we moved over on the show here? Anything else has popped up? I know you went through some before the gap up list and down. Anything else creeping into your watch list?
I really don't. The volume is pretty low on everything here, and it's actually surprisingly low on some things. I was looking up our meme stocks to see even if they're moving, and look at the volume on GME, for example. Right, GME was like the big meme stock. A couple 100,000 shares. Chewy, that was what I thought we were moving to for meme stocks. Their volume is like only 140,000 shares. So maybe we're just migrating. Maybe that's what Koss is sucked up all the volume because everybody's speculating that's like the next investment. But I don't know. From what Jesse was telling me, Wall Street Bets is speculating there was this weird picture put out, and it's just because they believe the microphone pictured in a cartoon was a Koss microphone, and they're signaling potential investment. I don't know. Koss has got, I mean, the volume's still going here, 7.8 million shares when nothing else has any volume. I don't know what to make of this. It seems weird, but yeah, Carlos, I don't really have anything else. I still not loving M. I might keep an eye on Macy's just to see if it moves. But again, why do we think today they're going to make an announcement? It would seem like a weird day to make a takeover announcement. But I suppose money never sleeps. So I think I'm going to stick to the stuff that's moving with volume. We'll watch Koss just in case. I'm going to keep an eye on Nvidia and Tesla because they've got volume, and I have to watch AMD because I always watch AMD. So
I can imagine that the CEO of Koss calling their financial guy, "Hey man, great work! I see the last 2 days you're crushing it. Can you please tell me what the strategy is? Let's sit down Monday morning, 9 a.m. in the big conference room, not the small one, the big one today. I'll bring you some breakfast and explain to me how we did this. Good luck to you, my friend."
in the big
right.
conference room.
We're in the big one, not the small one, the big one in the sixth floor there. All right, let's see here. Friends over on our chat, let's see what you guys have. We'll start with Brian. He's giving us one here, AMSC. So if I look at this one, AMSC, we are, this is not looking good. American Superconductor. Okay. I'm not sure what this is, but it doesn't look great. And if it's any type of semiconductor or something like that,
Yeah,
I'm trading Nvidia. I'm looking at AMD, and it's not going to be this one. So pretty light on volume. I think that's garbage truck worthy. I think that's probably the most action we're going to get out of that. Let's see. Yeah, it is. There it is. AMSC. So we'll put that there. Let's take that. Take a look at anything else. Not a lot of suggestions coming from your end. I completely get it, guys. It's one of those days where the market should have just been closing. Send us on a nice long weekend. NVO is here, up 2.2, 136,000 shares traded. I mean, this just looks ugly. We've seen this before. It's Novo Nordics. It's just, yeah, I don't like it. I'm going to skip on it 100%. Yeah, it's a sixth floor. It's never the big conference on the sixth floor. People are laughing about that. That's what happens. Peter, you worked in corporate long enough. You know how these things go, right?
Why the sixth floor? Is that what you're saying?
It's sixth floor.
Okay.
Because if you have 5 floors, you might not get an elevator. If you have 6 floors, you have to get an elevator. It's mandatory in the city. So you want to make sure you get 6 floors, or else you're screwed.
Okay.
All right.
See, that's sure.
Yeah. Let's look at MU. What's going on with MU? MU here. No, I mean it's just quiet, guys, and it's okay. Listen, our watches today, my watch is going to be Tesla, Nvidia, Mara, and a whole lot of patience. And if you're a brand new trader, I can't stress enough, this is the day where you want to just, ease off the gas a little bit, wait for it to come to you. You might leave the trading session today without taking a trade, right? If you're patient, if you don't have your setup, and that's so hard to do. And if you're having a rough week, right? If you had a couple of bad days at the beginning of the week, this is not the day to be a hero because you might not get the opportunity to be a hero on a day like this, right? So just be very, very careful. Manny's giving me SAP, and I thought he was just saying SAP to kind of sap us, but it's actually a ticker. So here it is, CAPP, SAP Electric Vehicles. I'm gonna have to look this up to see what it is, but they're up 55%, 14.8 million shares traded. So they got some volume. They started moving, looks like mid-June. They got some movement here, a couple of days spiking up. I don't know what the float is, but I will look up what this SAP electric vehicles is. Like, is this an actual car, or what are we doing here? SAP electric vehicles, SAP EV. Oh, it's a moped. What we got here? Can't see. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a little moped
like
thingy, electric. All right.
Oh, look, the design, the seat design is like a Z. Oh, isn't that cute?
Oh, yeah. I see what they did there. There you go. Yeah, a little Z on there.
I see what they did there.
Yeah, I see what you did there. um,
Exactly.
I have not seen one of these, but yeah, there it is. Um,
Electric
what I'm
scooters.
seeing
I
a
haven't
ton
seen
of,
one of these.
yeah, it's the Cybertruck, man. The Cybertruck is everywhere. I was driving with my dad, and actually last week or something, and we're driving together, and he sees this thing. He's like, "Oh, I meant to ask you, what is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a Tesla, Dad. It's a Tesla that they came out with this thing. It's like it looks like a couple of sheetrocks were put together to build this thing because it's all flat everywhere. Like, yes, it's a new thing, but you know what? It's great marketing because it just puts the name out there, man. It's
Mhm.
awesome. Everybody say, "What is that?" It's a Tesla. Oh, Tesla. Now you got it in your head. And they're everywhere over here. Literally, I see them almost every day now. So yeah. So if you're in Jersey, I'm sure you've seen them all over the place. Um, and who was it? John, which I was shocked. John tweeted out something. John, one of the moderators here in our community, he tweeted out that they look better in person than in pictures. So if you haven't seen one, especially depending what color you look at, the black one, the all white one, they actually look pretty decent, Peter. You might have to rent
Yeah.
one and get a BBT review on that thing. So we might have to do that. Maybe
Okay.
in the next conference, we'll have a couple of members rolling up in their a Cybertruck. But yeah, there you have it, friends. Tesla, Nvidia, Mara. That is all we have on deck today. Let's do something that's we know is going to have some action. It's going to be next week's webinars over at bearwithchairs.com. You can always come here and see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Click on webinar, and that will take you to our excitement for next week, which I think we have a full schedule next week.
We do have a full schedule of activity, and hopefully you'll join us for it. Okay, so we're going to start on Monday with the onboarding class. Happens every Monday for all our new members or anybody that wants an update as to what you can get out of your Bear Bull Trading membership. You will join Carlos in the onboarding room at 8 o'clock for that session. So hopefully you will consider that, especially if you're new. If you decide to join us right here, right now, put this one in your calendar for sure, because it's going to help get you started and running fast. Tuesday, we've got our strategy and trade book series. This coming Tuesday on the 9th of July, Thor is going to take over, and he's going to talk about Camarilla pivot points. Boy, I can't talk today. Camarilla pivot points and how you can take advantage of those and unlock their power for your trading. So that'll be at 8 o'clock. And then the week after, on July the 16th, Pierre is going to be leading our session on how to master the markets, and he's going to give you what he calls the ultimate guide to success. I love it. You got to love something that's the ultimate. That's once again 8 o'clock, this time on the 16th of July. Wednesdays, we talk psychology. Every Wednesday, we always talk psychology. And this coming Wednesday, Mike is going to be leading the session himself about how to create a supportive trading environment for both your psychology and your trading strategies. That will be on July the 10th at usual time, 8 p.m. And then he's doing them back-to-back weeks because July the 17th, he'll be doing sort of the next installment, I guess, in his series on why strategy is a key element, right? So when you have, we talk about psychology all the time, but of course it's wrapped around some of the technical stuff. You need to understand how to integrate those seamlessly to be successful over the long term. So those are our next 2 Wednesdays. Mike's doing 2 weeks, right? July the 10th and July the 17th. Our Thursday mentorship classes are back. So we took a break, obviously, this week with the July 4th holiday that happened on the Thursday. So we had no mentorship yesterday, but next week we will. We'll be back with the 4 sessions starting at 11 a.m. with John. Then going to options with Megan and Jared at 2 p.m. Lenny will take over talking equities once again at 4 p.m. And then Thor, as is usual and is popular, will be doing that session at 8 p.m. So hopefully you will mark all of those in your calendar. If you want information that doesn't need a calendar because it's available 24/7, then go to tradingterminal.com. We've got lots of stuff in there, lots of new stuff coming. In fact, all of the Academy courses are 50% off right now. Pretty much everything's free. Scanners are free. The charting is free. The simulator, the replay mode, all free. But if you want some detailed courses that some of our expert traders have put a lot of time into developing to help you advance your trading career, then check out the Academy. There are some free stuff in there, but there's a lot of paid courses, and if you're interested in them, then they're 50% off for a limited time. So check it out. Go into the tradingterminal.com and click on Academy, and you will find the list of courses that are available to you in there. So go check it out. And if you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, I mean, we do this live for you, the pre-market show, and then a little bit of live trading, right, as we go into the open every day. But we are live throughout the entire trading day. We actually start at 7:30 in the morning, go right through to the market close or beyond if there's earnings. Or something interesting to talk about. We sometimes stick around. So, but all day are we trading live, and it's very, very useful to have a community around you. So check it out. Give a shot. Try out our community. We think you're going to enjoy it. And if you do, then we have a number of membership options for you, from the intro offer, which is just 1 week access to kick the tires and see if it's the right community for you, to the basic and elite monthly packages, right through the elite annual, which is at the best sale of the year. I didn't even know we offered this price anymore. So $9.99 is the current price for the Elite Annual on this July 4th sale. So take advantage of that. That will give you 1 year access to the website, all of our mentoring courses, all the material that we have. Basically, you get it all in the Elite Annual, so you can't go wrong. If you already have a membership, you can just add this 1 year to the end of your existing membership, so you don't lose anything. Might be worth it if you're thinking about it to lock in that price. All right, so hopefully we'll see you in the room soon if you're not already here. If you are here, maybe you'll extend your time with us. It'd be great. So there you go. That's what we got. Now we do have some levels to set. Carlos, we're doing pretty good on time because it is, well, like we said, a fairly quiet morning. We knew it
Yeah,
coming
there's
in. So.
just not a lot to look at. Our members, or even our on YouTube and in our chat, didn't have a whole lot to send us because it's just light out there. Sorry, it's very, very light as far as what to look at, which is okay. Again,
Yeah.
can't stress enough on these type of days. Got to be very patient and wait for the setup to come to you. So I only have 3 on my end. I like Tesla, Nvidia, Mara. We could set up for something like Apple. I'll try to do 4. Apple could be another one we can look at and see if it gets the volume. But again, not really. Oops. If this does happen to you, if you look at my list now, my watch list, I by mistake I clicked on a symbol, right? And if you click on symbol, what happens is it kind of shuffles things into sorting by letters here, by alphabet.
Right.
So what we want to do is you want to right click and you want to go to user define. And what this will do is it'll bring it back to the way you had it, right? So that happens to me sometimes because you want to click on the first one by mistake. You have a fat finger click here. It's going to go to the wrong one. So, but there it is: Tesla, Nvidia, Mara, and Apple. That's my list. We'll do levels for that, and then we'll see what else we can come up with here. Peter, today will be a good day for a Peter rant. Is there anything in the tilt that needs to come out today on this beautiful Friday before we go into the weekend? If there
I don't
is,
know, man. I'm
let us.
feeling pretty good. My wife's birthday is on Sunday. We're actually going to be heading off
Nice.
later this afternoon to a friend's cottage. We love their
Yeah,
cottage because it's a lovely place. I got nothing to. Well, you know what I could rant about here? Here's a random rant. I understand.
let's do it.
Apparently, there's our liquor stores are closed, so I can't buy any alcohol for my weekend. So fortunately, I keep my house well stocked because I guess there's a strike going on with some of the workers that are at our liquor store, and in Ontario where I live, the liquor stores are controlled by what's called the LCBO, Liquor Control Board of Ontario. Our stores are actually just called the LCBO. Pretty, not
Hmm.
a very creative name, or is it? But I guess
Yeah.
that's what I'm used to. They're just Liquor Control Board of Ontario, the LICBO, LCBO. So, and
So
they,
are all the stores
I
closed,
just they
Peter?
keep.
Just want to be clear. Are all the stores closed or just your local store?
No. All the stores apparently are
Wow.
they're going on strike, and they could be closed for the next 2 weeks. So that's
Ooh.
it just, but they've been working recently. Part of what they're complaining about is they've been working recently to make alcohol more available so that it could be sold in grocery stores and things like that. And of course, they think that that's not good. Well, see, that's it, right? They think that's not good because it could cost them their jobs. So you go on strike to argue that, but force people to push harder for other stores so they don't get locked out when there is a strike. Like I've never understood unions and striking in that context. I get that you want, a fair pay and benefits and all that, but sometimes you take the action and it backfires miserably. I used to have this argument with my father when I was a kid, because I was always a math guy, and I'd be here with my little calculator. My dad worked for the government. He's like, "We're on strike, son." And once they were on strike for 2 months, and I'm like, "How much are you on strike for?" They're offering 1%, and you want 3%, but you've been out of work for like 2 months. And I'm like, let me just do the math on my calculator. I'm like, you realize the net difference in salary, it's going to take you like 30 years to make back what you've already lost in wages. Is this making any sense? It's the principle, son. It's the principle.
So,
I don't think your principles are working here. So anyway, there you go. There's
I
my rant
agree.
for the morning.
Got to look at
One
the
and
big
one.
picture. Yeah. No, great
Always
rant,
come
man.
up.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Um, uh, yeah, that is awesome. But yeah, here in the US, a lot of stores, like supermarket stores, don't have, or at least not in the US, in Jersey, because I'm not sure about other states. New Jersey, New York, there's pretty much separate most of the time. They don't put them together, especially in New Jersey. They have some laws with that. So yeah. But all right, excellent, man. That's the rant for today. I see we filled up. We still got time left. Man, what a day. All right, let's see what this list looks like. Let's go to Tesla. Tesla here this morning, guys. High of the pre-market 253.78. The low of the pre-market is down over at around 248, 248.60. So this is in play. Tons of volume this morning, and just look at the daily, guys. This thing has been on a complete tear. So out of 195, broke out of this range we're stuck in below 185 or so. Broke out of 195. The last three trading sessions have been really incredible with some record numbers there. If you guys remember, what sparked this up was the delivery numbers. They did better than what a lot of the analysts had expected, and obviously that has done very well for them. So you can see that reaction there, and then a couple of other new headlines came out, but the major one was those delivery numbers. 253.78 is a level there. We're also going to mark down 260.65, and then all the way up here 265.31. I know it seems far out, but the way this thing is moving is really not far-fetched, to be honest. Previous day close towards the bottom there. If we do start losing some track here and getting into below the low of the pre-mark, below of the previous day close, if we go into the red, there's a great level at 244.24. If you look on the daily here, that is a area where we've been getting a lot of support and resistance. That's just a whole lot of touches happening there. Tons of days closing into that 244.24. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA also doing some stuff here this morning, actually in the red now. So started out the morning in the green, just kind of bouncing back and forth, trying to dive deeper into the red territory here. We're down now almost 1%. High of the pre-market on this one is 129.20, and the low of the pre-market, it's going lower, but I'm going to mark this for right now, 127.12. We'll keep that there, and then we'll get our new low of the pre-market as this continues. But I like this 127 because if you look here, especially after hours on the last trading session, and here you got a couple of candles slamming inside 127.12. Even now in the pre-market, we're trying to hold that. We're lower now. We're trying to hold that level as well. I think it's worth marking that there. Towards the top, in case we do decide to turn around here, we do have an area around 131.04. And then all the way up here at 133. I don't see that happening today. We're going to need a lot of firepower to get that going. But we have it there, 133.49. Towards the bottom, we do have 124.34. We'll slam one there as well. So you guys slam that thumbs up over on YouTube. I didn't want to look like what the likes look like. They're probably very low on a day like today. 123 or 486 souls on board. So if you guys can help us there to hit those likes, we really, really appreciate it. We'd love to be much higher than what it is right now. So help us get there. Here it is. Let's take a look at Mara this morning. Mara, we are down 6.7. Again, a lot of crypto stuff moving around this morning. So 1984 is the high of the pre-market. The low is heading down at 1902. So we'll slam one there. I got a couple of old levels here that I'm not sure if they're going to work out, but let's check them out. 1687 looks good. We'll keep that one. This is still in play here. This is 1759. 1812, also another good one there. Got a couple of days slamming into that. And then this 1880 doesn't make sense here anymore because we got a better one at 1902. So we'll move that out of the way. And there it is. Levels that we placed in the past are still in play this morning. And then towards the top, highs and lows for the last two trading days are doing a pretty good job. Looking at Apple, look at Apple's daily. It continues to just push higher here, man. This thing had a huge bump back in early June, on 7th to 10th of June. And then since then, it has maintained, had a couple of really bad trading days in here. Not a whole lot happening, very light volume, but it has maintained this trend of just going higher. So hitting all-time highs this morning, that is looking pretty nice. So we have Apple on the list as well. Pre-market activity, garbage truck like at the moment, but we'll see if that can change later in the day. So 222 is the high of the pre-market there. The bottom is going to be 220.80. And once you do that, you're set on Apple, guys. Your all-time highs up there, 222 seems to be it. Yes. And then towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. So there you have it, friends. That is what we have on Apple this morning. That's it, guys. Tesla, Nvidia, Mara, and Apple are on deck today, and I don't see anything else at the moment. Secondary list, we have Coin. Again, Bitcoin in play today for sure. We have Macy's here as well, doing some stuff, and we have KOSS on the list. Moderators list is starting to come in here, so we'll see what our moderators are looking at and bring that up. Let's see 1 second over here. There we go. Yeah, we got a moderators list. We have start with Eamon. So Eamon is looking at Bank of America for a potential long. Also watching AMD above the 165.5 levels, what he likes there. Peter's list looking at AMD, Tesla, Nvidia. That secondary list is KOSS, Macy's, and trading terminal scanners. No SPACs, no IPOs for today. That looks pretty light right now. And then for Pierre, Nvidia, Tesla, Mara, and AMD for him today. Jared will be focusing on Tesla and INTC Intel for his main list. And then secondary list, he'll be looking at the Bitcoin tickers this morning. Lenny coming in with Tesla, Nvidia, CleanSpark, Zim, ZIM, and then Macy's as well. Phil will be looking at Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, AMD. All those first ones there are just our usual suspects that a lot of us will be watching, especially on a day like today. And then a CleanSpark for him as well as he puts that list together there. So there it is, guys. That is our friends, our moderators list this morning. That is what they're watching as we get cranking this Friday slow start to the market day morning. So we'll see how that goes. Good morning, Andrew. Andrew's on deck. He is on YouTube saying hello to everyone. So good morning to Andrew. He'll be ready to trade live with you guys in just a second as we transition over to Brian and Andrew this morning. Actually, I think was Brian traveling? I saw a message come up, but there's so many messages I couldn't read everything. Was Brian traveling today?
Yes, he is. He did say that, and then Monday, Tuesday as well.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, Brian is away, so good for him. Hopefully, he enjoys a nice long weekend. All right, friends, that's what we have. We have Tesla, we have Nvidia, we have Mara, we have Apple. That is our list this morning, and some of these are starting to look pretty good now. Like if you look at Nvidia, it's starting to pull away here from the previous day close. So that's looking nice. Tesla is doing its thing, has great volume. I think we'll just be very limited on some of the stuff they're going to be trading well today, but we'll find something to trade. Peter, anything has come up on your end that you like this morning before we head over to Andrew?
Nothing new. I think you got to be careful out there. Trade smart, and you'll be okay. If you don't find anything you like, don't feel compelled to trade. Right? It's better to sit on the sides and watch, and leave without a trade than leave with less money than you started with. So trade smart, everybody, and you'll be okay.
Yep, absolutely true. Patience, and just be careful. We'll give Andrew a minute to set up here and come on. If you haven't done so already, guys, let's hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. 183 likes. I mean, that is a struggling number. I just want to remind you guys that we are not responsible for the watch list this morning and its quality. Peter and I are only responsible for the entertainment
Everybody's on vacation
in the morning and the preparation we provide you. Yeah, there are, but you know what? There's 528 good friends of ours over on YouTube. I think we could do better than 194. So. But yeah, it is a slow market. Again, I remember going to bed last night, reminding myself, shoot, it is not Saturday tomorrow. We actually got to get up and do stuff. So I'm sure a lot of people today are feeling the same way and are dragging a little bit from a great day yesterday. So hopefully the markets can give us some good opportunities. 218, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. We'd love to get as much as we can. And the only reason we ask is because it really does help the channel, right? Big time. So thank you for that. Right. Go ahead, Peter.
Do we need another rant? Because I just found another one, by the way.
Hey, we have time. Andrew's firing his system up. We have time for another rant. Who doesn't love a Peter rant?
People to get ready
for the Peter rants. Yeah.
All right. All right. While we're doing this show, I'm actually booking a flight from Ottawa, Canada to Nashville. And not that that is particularly relevant, but what the heck is wrong with the airlines these days? Why is it that every airline option I get sucks? There are lots of flights out there, but if anybody's traveled recently, you know that airline travel is relatively unreliable. I found less reliability in the last 2 years than ever before in my traveling life, and which means you got to leave extra time between flights. The problem I've got is that all the available flights either leave at like 6 in the freaking morning, which means you got to get up at 4 a.m. or earlier just to get to the airport for a 6 a.m. flight, or they give you a layover of like an hour or an hour and a half. And if you've been anywhere, you know an hour and a half is cutting it tight. Like that's super tight, especially if you're coming
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Canada and you got to get through customs and security, plus probably run the length of an airport twice to because they always put things at the wrong end. Anyways, what is wrong with having normally timed flights? Like, why can't I leave at 9 a.m. and get there at like 4 in the afternoon? That would make sense. Why do I have to leave at 6 in the freaking morning? And anyways, or
yeah, yeah.
or get somewhere at like 1:30 a.m. This is crazy.
Andrew says the
Anyways,
problem is that you live in Ottawa. That's Andrew's
that is
comment to
part
that.
of the problem. I don't
That is
deny it,
part
but
of the
even
problem.
so,
No, it's bad. Even here in New
uh,
Jersey, I mean, Newark is one of the worst airports when it comes to being on time. There's always something going on. The weather's been especially horrible lately. I don't know if it's global warming or not, if you believe in it or not, but the weather seems to be worse than it usually is here. Winds and everything and all that crap. And man, if you are not on that 6 a.m. flight, be prepared to be delayed an hour or two. My
yeah,
parents got on an aircraft going to Savannah. They were in the plane for 2 hours, and then the plane decides it's going to turn around and go back to the terminal because they're running out of time with the pilots. An hour later, they left. I mean, it's just so bad, and this happens all the time, man, all the time. So yeah, it's not like the Pan Am days. Those were great days. I don't remember them; I was too young, but I saw the documentaries of really, really great airlines history back in those days. Man, it was a luxury. Now it's just like you're better off traveling, driving, or taking a train. More reliable, I'll tell you that much.
flying buses.
Yeah,
That's all they are. Anyways,
yeah.
yeah, it's
All right, friends, we are
anyway. All
ready
right,
for Andrew. And
there's my extra
yep,
bonus rant on this Friday morning. So there you go.
you guys got two rants today. That is awesome. But yeah, I fully agree with both of those rants this morning, Peter. Really good stuff. All right, I don't see Andrew on yet. He might be on. Maybe I'm not seeing him. I'll ask our voice in the sky, Brent. How we looking over there?
He's still not on.
All right, there's
I'm
Wow,
just
all
waiting
right. So
for.
we
Brent,
may be doing live trading
okay.
this morning, Carlos. Maybe that's what's going to
Hey,
happen.
I
we
can
might
add
have
to
to
your
just
rant
roll with
about the
it.
LCBO a little bit. I was in the
Oh, look,
store
see, he
yesterday.
understands.
Yeah,
Toronto guy.
He gets it.
um, I was in the LCBO yesterday, just getting a few beers. I like to have one a week or something like that. But I saw like people with carts of liquor, and I was just like, "Oh my God, are these
They're
all
getting
just
ready.
raging alcoholics, or what's happening?" And then I looked at the news, like, "Oh, a strike's coming." I see.
Mercy of the COVID days, people running for the toilet paper. I mean, that's what you're worried about. We will never forget that. We will never live that down. The history books are going to have that on there. You know, people go crazy for toilet paper before or after COVID. It's just insane, insane. All right, Andrew's
People
on.
are
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? You
Yep,
guys
we
are
hear you.
ranting about life. Such a first world problems you guys have. I
Yeah,
well.
have
That's
to
that's
true.
wake up. First world problems. First world problems. All right. So, good morning, everybody. Friday. So the question is, Peter, why are you going to Nashville, Tennessee? You're gonna go see that girl. You're gonna go speed on that
Yeah.
thing.
Is that
She
where
lives
she
in
lives?
Nashville,
I
Tennessee.
had no idea.
Yeah,
No,
she's from Nashville, Tennessee.
no.
Yeah.
My daughter has my middle child. She's got a conference. She's speaking at a conference there, and said, "Hey, would you guys like to join me?" So my wife and my youngest child, and we're making a sort of a family trip out of it to go to Nashville. So we've never been, so we said, "Why not?"
Nice. Well, that's amazing. I hope that you're gonna have fun. I've never been to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I like to travel more in Midwest and Southwest All right. So, what are we having today? Crypto got destroyed over the weekend. Bitcoin is now trading at $55,000. That is not good for anybody. Tesla is up again, trading at $250 per share. That's exactly what I am worried about because I sold those 250 calls. It's not doing well in AMD. So I shared the screen, guys, in the chat room. So if you're in the chat room, guys, you can see my screen directly. Um, um, I think that's it. AMD could be interesting as well. On a daily chart, we're up to the range to get to through 166. I'm also adding AMD as well into my watch list. Also for breakout of daily. Other than that, market seems pretty flat. Bonds are up a little bit. TLT's back to 92. Crypto, I think the Mara and the blockchain companies are active because, again, crypto got destroyed over the weekend. Sorry, not the weekend, over the 4th of July. CLSK is down. What is that, Clean Spark? What kind of company is this? Tesla overextended. Well, that's the problem. It's super overextended on a daily chart, but that's why I sold these 250 calls for today. But you never know. Really, these kind of things are tricky. It can go higher. Market can stay more irrational than you can stay liquid, as they say. So who's staying with me? Peter, are you good for staying at the open? Anyone dares to stay for the open? Because Brian is not going to trade today. Don, you're staying. Right, 2 minutes to the open. I like AMD for the breakout. If you can get a pullback on AMD, would be nice. If you look at the daily chart on AMD, has been on a miserable range for the whole last 2 months, but now potentially looking for a breakout toward 166, 168. But now getting a little bit extended on a 1 minute chart. Medy is coming back up. SOXL is hitting the scanner. SOXL, which is for semiconductors, are going up.
AMD's started to move suddenly.
Yeah. Peter, Mr. Donnelly.
That's me.
Yes.
All right. It is pretty quiet out there, everybody. We got low volume on almost everything. Once again, the only two things with big volume is NVIDIA and Tesla with 9 and 7.5 million shares, respectively. It's everything else is very, very quiet. Oh, and Koss, of course, for whatever semi-meme reason.
What? What's the ticker?
Koss, Koss. Apparently, Roaring Kitty Andrew mentioned it in, or people think he mentioned it in a tweet, not by name, but by putting an image of one of their products. And now it's trading 9 million shares this morning. It's nuts.
Wow. What's the float on it? Yesterday, on Wednesday it was crazy.
Yeah, the float is not that high. It's only about 5 million share float. So.
Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah. Koss is interesting too. I'm gonna look at it. Koss.
30 seconds to the open, everyone. Remember, pick your targets carefully. Don't feel compelled to trade. It's a low volume day. Trade smart. You'll be
Amazon.
good.
Market is at all-time high. Ding, ding, ding. 5 seconds for the open.
Here we go.
Ding, 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 ding. Wow. See what the volume on Tesla, where the direction on Tesla would be. Looking at the 1 minute chart. It's open below the VWAP.
Yeah. We got orders on the ask here on Tesla. Let's see what it can do.
Yeah, this one is. It looks like it wants to come above the VWAP, closes above the VWAP. Yeah, it looks like it's going to do that.
Man, Tesla.
Could be a 1 minute swing range break up. Looking at it for a 1 minute swing range break up. All right, so I'm gonna go long Tesla 252. Stop loss would be below the VWAP. Nvidia is coming up too.
Yikes. I can't do that, man. That's too crazy.
On Tesla?
Yeah.
You're right. That's not good.
AMD moving higher here this morning. So is Nvidia.
I gotta stop out on Tesla, guys. I gotta stop out on Tesla. Nvidia is the really nice long. I'm gonna go long at Nvidia 128.20. Yeah, Tesla is getting
you got it just in time on Tesla, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm gonna go short Tesla now, 249. That's short Tesla. A partial fill on it. I'm short Tesla. Let's see if Tesla go down a little bit, adding a little bit more on Tesla. Yeah, I'm long Nvidia, guys. Nvidia is popping up very nicely. A big size on Nvidia, partialing out on Nvidia. Let's see if that's short on Tesla. Still short Tesla. I'm adding a little bit more on that 249.26. I'm long heavy on Nvidia, guys. Very big size on Nvidia. Here we go. Go at 129. Let's go if we can do that. Short on Tesla. Let's see. Okay, Tesla sold off. Let's see if Tesla goes red. Covering some Tesla 245.25. Let's see if this fucking Nvidia is dropping. See what Nvidia doing. Okay, Tesla is our previous day close covering more 246. I don't know what to do with this Nvidia yet. I'm getting a stop down on Nvidia. I actually lost money on Nvidia. I stopped down on Tesla. Hell yeah.
Wow, look at that drop on Tesla.
Yeah, I know. I'm short on that, like a boss. Koss is running up very nicely. Koss is super nice. Wow, look at the order flow on Koss too. Koss is super interesting. 16.15. AMD 166. EA is coming back up. Tesla can stay down below the VWAP, that would be cool. Even my 250 calls are going to work out. AMD is going back up. I'm going to go long AMD this time, 168.34. I'm going to go long AMD, 168.34. Let's see AMD can go for the break of high of the day. I'm short Tesla. I'm long NVIDIA. Let's see if AMD can stay above the VWAP for 5 minutes swing range breakup. The SPY is making new all-time high. Super nice. Still short Tesla, guys. I hope that Tesla is going to continue lower. SPY looks like it wants to break the highs again. Koss got halted. The looks like Tesla doesn't have any momentum today, so it might not actually go back above the VWAP. We'll see. He's still struggling above the VWAP.
Wow, I haven't found anything to trade yet, guys. I'm sitting here with no trades, just watching, waiting for my chance.
Tesla down 1%, 244. Nice. Ah, ha, ha. Covering some more on Tesla. Yeah, I made the losses back on Tesla. And my calls, this is the good part. The calls, the 250 calls that I sold, I'm gonna be probably profitable for them. I don't see that Tesla is gonna go back to 250 today. So that would be super nice. Hell yeah, Tesla is gonna go to garbage. It's awesome. All right, AMD, I'm gonna get stopped out on AMD at 167. I'm gonna go back long on NVIDIA, 127.90. Although it seems that both of them are trading kind of together. Let's see if NVIDIA is gonna go back up. I'm long NVIDIA at 128 again, big ask. Like he wants to come back up, huh? Should I go back in there? I'm back also long on AMD again at 167.90. I'm back long on AMD. AMD didn't lose the VWAP. So I'm long AMD, NVIDIA, and I'm short Tesla. AMD's gonna go up.
Koss is halted.
It's halted, yeah, at 16.15.
Should reopen in about a minute here.
And NVIDIA green, AMD go for the break of high of the day. Skews are ripping. Wow, there you go. Here we go. NVIDIA green. There you go. Nice. Now we're talking, baby. Come on, AMD. You go too. NVIDIA is gonna go up. That's nice. Let's see if AMD can also go. I just wanted to stop me out right at the low. Guys, you can see my screen in the chat room as well. So you gotta just switch.
Tesla's back at Wednesday's close, I guess it would be.
Yeah, Tesla is trying to go green again. I'm still short. My average on Tesla for short is 248.74.
Koss,
Is still
if
good.
anybody's watching that, just reopened.
Wow, 17. Wow. Holy moly. It's gonna go through 18. Wow. There's a really nice order flow too.
Yeah, tons of volume here on Koss compared to what it
Market is
normally
making
does.
all right. Come on. Come on, market.
There
Right,
we
let's see
go.
these
18.
semiconductors, AMD and NVIDIA is moving or
There
not.
we go. Through 18
Oh
on
my
Koss.
God. Unbelievable. Holy moly. Look at that. It's going to go through 19. It's going to get halted again, probably.
$19
Wow.
is the halt limit. See if they can stop it from halting here.
Wow.
Limit
This
up.
is great. I'm getting out of NVIDIA, guys. I stopped out on NVIDIA completely. Let's see if freaking AMD is going to go up or not. Tesla, I'm still short. I don't see, honestly, Tesla is going to go up to VWAP. After that rejection above the VWAP, doesn't seem to me
Wow.
as much momentum.
Koss had a rejection up here. So, yeah, that's a little crazy for me.
Pump and dump. Roaring Kitty is dumping probably on people.
I don't know if Ron Katie actually bought any Koss. I didn't see. If anybody knows, speak up. It'd be interesting to see. But looks like DJ Mix on YouTube was trading Koss. So, all right. That's too crazy
Tesla
for
was
me.
super nice. Anyone took Tesla short?
Oh, yeah. Tesla dropped here. AMD back at VWAP.
I know this AMT drives me crazy. I'm still long on AMD. I added more a little bit on AMD, guys, at 167.84. I gotta get out of it at the break even, honestly. This Tesla short is doing great. Should have added more on Tesla, actually.
Always easy to say that in hindsight.
I know. I mean, these pullbacks are the Paris is pretty good at adding short on these pullbacks, adding on these. You see this at 939, but I
Yeah.
suck at them. Every time I'm adding on them, I suck at it. Um,
Well, you're not alone. It's a rare skill to be able to add into a trade with confidence like that. So, a
yeah,
lot of traders do, especially big dollar traders, right? They will sort of average into a trade. It means you have to know what your end state objective is a little bit better, right? Because you're adding in, you're sort of sacrificing your short term profits for a bigger move. Smart way to do it in the long run, but again, it takes a little bit more structure to your trading.
Q's had a really nice run. Spies at all-time high. Who's taking this market up? These semis are not going anywhere. Tesla is going down. What sector is super strong? Shit. All right, I'm gonna get stopped out on AMD here, 167. Big loss on AMD. Tesla keeps going down. So the only position I have right now is Tesla short, guys. Tesla is gonna go down.
Well, Apple.
Those 250 calls now are kind of profitable. Ah, those 250 calls are profitable now. On Wednesday, I sold them. It was a disaster. Now I'm gonna make really good money on them.
Well, that's good. Apple's actually moving up today, heading new all-time highs here.
Oh, 124, nice. SPY, all-time high. NVIDIA dropped. NVIDIA is going down. Tesla, yeah, I don't see Tesla coming back above the VWAP. Today is selling day on Tesla. So people are selling more than buying on Tesla, which is obviously, look at the daily chart. You can't have that kind of move on daily chart without a weekday. Like this is already way super extended outside of the range. So it was about the time to short on Tesla. I love that. What a short on Tesla we did. Anyone shorted Tesla with me?
Wow. Wow. Meanwhile,
Oh, it popped
Amazon,
it
Meta,
down.
Google, all moving up.
Meta. It's happy 4th of July. This market just keeps giving us. This is better than 2021. Guys keep going up. Zuckerberg is 525 all-time high. Yeah, Zuck is gonna go to 523 for sure. Semis are super weak today. Like, yeah, Nvidia is getting destroyed. It's like continue going lower. Come on, yeah. The fuck you go up? Option more. 242. I'm actually green on my Tesla 250 calls that I sold. I can't believe. Do you remember that it was up by like minus $60,000? Oh shit.
I know. I know. I remember that. So good for you. Always turning up roses for Andrew.
Yeah, somebody commented because I have 200 contracts and each of them $1.08, so it would be like $23,000 today. And somebody asked, "You're risking this much to make $20,000?" And he's right. When you're selling options, you become like an insurance company. Your risk to reward is what we call a symmetric. What is a symmetric risk to reward is like an insurance company is collecting like $100 a month from you, but if your house gets burned down, they have to pay $2 million, $3 million, $5 million liability. So this is called symmetric risk to reward. That's why selling options are very profitable in percentage. Like 80% of the time you make money, but that 20%, if you get, you can blow up. Buying options is not asymmetric. Like when you buy the options, like I bought 265 calls, I paid 26 cents on them. The worst that I can lose is that 26 cents premium that I lost. But if it goes above $265, then I, just make money. So selling options is very tricky on that front. That the risk to reward is asymmetric. I think I'm gonna be alright for 250 calls for today because with this selling pressure on Tesla, I really doubt the market went red. So I don't think that Tesla is gonna go back up to 250. So Ellie's asking in the chat room that how do you know that Tesla is going to go down? So I didn't know that. As soon as it came above the VWAP, I went long. As soon as it dropped, I got stopped out below the VWAP and I flipped it on the short. This is something we called bearish engulfing on a 1-minute chart. So I still didn't know that I might get chopped up or not, but I think it was worth to take the risk at 249 to short it. A little bit of a daily bias I had that Tesla is super extended on a daily chart. So, and obviously when you squeezed above the VWAP and you lost the VWAP quickly, so there is a chance that you're gonna, go down on it. I still, these pullbacks are nice on Tesla, but honestly, I don't really frankly see that it's gonna go squeeze above the VWAP at 10 o'clock in the morning, continue going higher. I think it's gonna either chop around or continue selling off. Because most of the buying and selling pressure happens in the first half an hour. When you're trading below the VWAP, that means that there are more selling pressure on you. So that's what I think. But again, market can really does anything. So Koss or Koss is still halted. On the way down, these halts on the way down are not good. Nice day. Yeah, these halts on the way down are not good. Usually they continue going down and we don't have shares to short too. All right, let's see what NVIDIA I think is over. But AMD Let's see if these semis are coming back above the VWAP. I might take them long, but right now I'm just sticking to my short on Tesla. Market sold off is coming back above the VWAP again on Qs. IWM has nothing in there. My man, Peter, you didn't trade anything?
Not yet. Nope.
Good,
And I might
good
not today.
self-discipline. Yeah,
Well,
good
I've
self-discipline.
got a strategy that I have a lot of confidence in. I know it works, so I just have to wait for my strategies to set up. And today's just not one of those days where there's a lot of opportunity.
Exactly.
But
It's
I'm watching
pretty cool.
Google. Look at Google just tear up this morning. Meta looks like it's hit a temporary top.
Yeah, this
Andrew got distracted.
yeah, I am distracted with my text. What did you say? Right.
You were starting to say something, but you stopped. What do you see? You're saying AMD has potential, Brendan. I'm not sure what you're watching. AMD looks pretty choppy to me. We'll see what it does here below VWAP. But
if it goes above the VWAP, I'll take the long again. But it needs to come above the VWAP, closes above the VWAP. Maybe at 167.60, maybe I take another long for the break of half the day. But right now, I'm not going to short it either because, again, on a 5-minute chart and even on a 1-minute chart, these moving averages are going up. And when the moving averages are going up, the slope of moving averages upside usually means that there is some, momentum to the upside on it. And it kind of does when you look at that higher time frame. But if it comes above the view, I'll take it to the long, maybe again, and for another break of half the day. That would be my third trade on it. EDA. Tesla. Let's see what Tesla is doing. Tesla, don't go back up, please.
no, Tesla, no. Wow, Koss is just all over the place here. It's
We're not
it's
trading
hard.
these low float stocks, guys. They're super tricky to trade. These low float stocks, stay away from them, guys. I used to trade them.
You're a reformed low float trader.
Sorry, what would you say?
I said you're a reformed low float trader.
Exactly. I'm a converted low float trader. Oh, this Tesla is not good. Go wrong way, Tesla. Oh, that's not good at all, guys. That squeeze is not good.
Well, it might stall here at VWAP. We'll see what it does. Fortunately, the VWAP has come down below. It looks like your average price, so you've got a little bit of
I'm
space.
good on that trade. I'm mostly concerned about that the 250 calls. Like, I'm gonna get out at 249.
Right.
Yeah. The worst case scenario, you can buy some at 249 and make it a covered call. That's also.
Maybe you should have got out of some at 243.
I know I should have. Like this platform is weird for my options trading a little bit. I should have got out of it, but I thought that I didn't see this squeeze coming, honestly, on Tesla. But this Elon Musk probably took another rabbit out of the hat on his company. This guy is awesome. He just constantly brings a rabbit out of the hat. I never thought that Tesla is going to come back up to these prices anytime soon.
He does have an amazing ability to sort of recover, manage his companies on the knife's edge.
have thought that Tesla can have growth again. Yeah, this time robots. Yeah, he took robots out of that. All right, so Tesla is now actually turning super bullish. This 5 minute is super nice, and a 5 minute is closing above the VWAP. So now it might actually turn out to be
AMD.
in a lightning pattern. Right, AMD
Yeah.
is going up. So I'm the man of my word. So I'm going to go back long on AMD, 167.40. I'm a man of my word. Market is showing the strength again. SPY is going to go to all-time high. Most likely, I'm going to get out of Tesla at break even, and who knows, maybe I took it long. Or now, AMD long is another position.
Mm. Well, Apple moving up, new highs. Just keeps going up.
Oh, it's like super bad.
Apple has amazing resilience, doesn't it? For a company with like, I don't know. When's the last time they actually released a new product? That blows my mind.
You know what, Peter? I noticed that actually I wasn't stopping out on AMD. By mistake, I added more on it when I tried to get a stop
Uh-oh.
out on it. All right, I'm going to get out Tesla. So I'm going to cover my Tesla. So I'm all out of Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is now going
Watch
back
those
up.
calls. Are you going to get out of those calls? Not put them in a
No, I'm
risk
going to hold
position?
them. No, I'm going to hold them. Let's see where we're going to get.
Okay. All right.
If yeah, actually thinking of a pullback, I might go long on Tesla. So the only
Apple
position that I
car.
have right now, guys, is AMD long. Yeah, AMD long. Yeah, AMD this time is going to go for the break of high of the day. How many shares I have? Good. AMD long. Let's see what Tesla doing. If Tesla pulls back, I might actually go long on Tesla.
Apple. All right, likewise, warning everybody this morning, just be careful. We're heading towards 10 o'clock. I know we're only half an hour into the market day, but I'm expecting volumes to start dropping off a little bit. So just be thinking of that anyways. Look how flat, like even on the stuff we're watching here, even on Tesla, look how flat the volume has sort of gotten right after that open surge, right? I'm seeing that on almost everything. So just be careful. Price action could get sort of choppy and maybe unpredictable.
Let's see, Tesla. There could be a case for it for a long, but let's see what it does. Definitely, I'm not going to short Tesla again because that squeeze above the VWAP was dangerous. I got out a little bit of AMD at 168.25 because I had a big size. Still looking at AMD for the break of high of the day. Tesla is doing AMD. Yeah, so here I wanted to get out at 944. By mistake, I actually added more on that. And
Wow.
I was holding this AMD for all time. How come I missed that? It's crazy.
Wow. So you held through that entire pull down. My goodness.
Yeah, I know. I didn't see that, and I had so many open positions. I didn't see that AMD. It's really funny. That was not good. want to add on AMD? That's a good point, actually. Well, I already have a big size on it because of that mistake of adding. I already have a big size on it, so I don't want to add anything. But I think AMD has a good chance to go up. Market is continuing going up. Brandon made $1,000. Nice
Yeah, well
cues to
done,
broke.
Brendan. Three different positions. Worked out well for you, looks like.
Oh, man. Now I have I'm officially over $1 million unrealized.
Okay. Nice.
See what AMD is doing. Come on, AMD. Daily chart looks really nice on AMD. I think the next level on AMD, we're going to go toward 169.40, which is that consolidation of levels. Sami, look at AMD. That was a good ad, as you said. I'm going to add a little bit more on AMD at 168.33. But when you called it, it was a very nice place to add. I like that one. Let's look in back.
All right. Can we set a new high a day on AMD? It's trying.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to break the high of the day this time.
168.70 is the target. Here we go. Is it good? Can it do it? There it is. There you go. There's the break.
Nice. Tesla. Shit, Tesla's going to go up too.
Nice, Andrew.
Nice. All right, I'm officially profitable on AMD. Holding 10,000 shares to 169.40. Sami, your place that you set for ad, that was a pretty good. Should have listened to you.
Wow, Apple still slowly grinding its way up. Microsoft also having a very good day.
IWM has no momentum to do anything. It's very bad. IWM is really bad. That 2000 garbage company. All right, so now AMD is the best trade for me. Best trade of the day. I have 10,000 shares.
All right. Koss is moving back up to 17. Wow. We got a few things that are just had the strong days. I'm very surprised. Google and Meta, Microsoft now.
It was a great day. You know, for a Friday between 4th of July, it was a great day. But look at these beautiful moves on Tesla and the short. AMD is popping up. I think it was amazing. It was an amazing day.
ARM? I haven't even looked at ARM. What is ARM doing? Oh, ARM did finally break higher, yeah. Is that a new all-time high on ARM? Looks like it.
Slowly waking up. Now I am officially wake up a little bit. 169.40 on AMD. Tesla hopefully goes down. Let me get a quick coffee. Come back, guys. Let me boil the water.
Oh, listen for the coffee machine. Let's see. Can we hear it? Don't you love looking at Andrew's? Look at Andrew's camera when he's not there. Doesn't that look like it's like one of those made-up backgrounds? If it wasn't for the fact that it was crooked. It is a beautiful view. The funny thing was, when I was in Vancouver last week on the Sunday, I went for a run. And I went for a run around Stanley Park. So what you're seeing out there is Stanley Park behind him. And it's on the other side of the bay there, right? And I was looking back. I said I was going to take a picture of Andrew's building and say Andrew is here. But when I look back, there are so many buildings on that skyline. I had no idea which one was his. I couldn't pick it out. They all look alike exactly. Like I thought, oh, that didn't work out. Never mind. JHL, yeah, it's a nice the little just the path on the water's edge all the way on Stanley Park. It's only about like an 8-9 kilometer trip, I think, but it's great. Gold
We're
top.
getting out more on the AMD, guys. Getting out more on AMD. You guys can hear me. 170 on
Yep.
AMD. Woo.
Good run on AMD.
That is what we want. Absolutely beautiful.
All right, there you go. There's
Absolutely
170.
beautiful. I knew it, Brian. Brian, no, not Brian. Peter. Did you take it?
No.
Wow. Wow. Did you take it, guys? No. Did anyone took it? 170.
A few people in the room
this
did.
is really nice. Look at the daily chart. Now broke down that level of 169 and 170.91. Yeah, I think 171 definitely will go. It's going to stay strong for the day. Tesla hopefully stays below 250.
We'll see. Tesla's a little iffy there. Okay, big pullback here on AMD. Let's see what it does now.
On everything, market is also dropping.
Yep. This is part of what I was mentioning, guys. With lower volumes, right, you can get sort of these outsized moves. Notice how deep this pullback is. Like it feels a little bit overdone, but that can happen. Our relative volumes on the SPY only 56%. Surprised at the Qs though. Q volume is about 95%, but things that we're watching move, like again, Apple is at all-time high, but only trading on 67% volume. So just keep that in mind. Sam, FR, have a great weekend. If you're out, well done. Everybody on YouTube, hopefully you guys are doing well out there. Oh, a few people look like they're trading AMD with you, Andrew.
AMD. What a nice trade on AMD. I like that, actually. I kind of like that. How are we
Tesla's
doing on
back at
YouTube?
the VWAP.
Tesla back at the VWAP. That's good. That's what we want. Tesla below the VWAP. Haha. Tesla's going down below the VWAP. Yeah, it turned out to be a super nice day. Super nice day.
Super nice.
IWM, very interesting. IWM has no momentum to go anywhere. Has been disgusting, IWM.
All right.
I still have 4,000 shares of AMD, guys. I don't know where to go.
Taking my first trade of the day here, a little short on Apple. Take a partial here on Apple. Since we're hitting that 20 moving average. It's a good 50-cent move for me.
It?
Short Apple, yeah.
Shorting Apple?
Yeah. See how Apple sort of made a top. It couldn't push any higher, so I went short at 224.62. Taking another partial here at 224. So this is not uncommon for me, right? I don't get my first trade of the day. Even this is a little early. Sometimes I'm waiting until 10:30, 11 before I get my first trade.
Tesla went back red. I like that. That's what we want to see, Tesla red.
There you go. Just went red, yeah. Yeah. See, John Lamb, Apple's a tough one with the volumes because Apple has this great ability just to ignore volumes, especially sitting at whole dollar levels. I've watched it come and just play with, levels like there's a whole lot of shares sitting at 225, right above the price. And normally, like a lot of stocks, I would be concerned about that. Apple, I don't really let that worry me because I've just seen it so many times totally ignore those whole dollar levels and just do what it's doing. Now, this trade may not last very long, right? Like, I sort of take it on the hope that I might get a move all the way back down to VWAP. That would be sort of my primary target. If we do, I would take a fair amount off there. And then if we moved lower, that would just be bonus. But as you see, right, it was really just a short-term pullback. I just saw that loss of momentum, and it might come back up and go to the new high of day. I don't know, but there's it's a good percentage chance that it's at least going to make a pullback when it hesitates that strongly at the highs. So that's what I was playing. And if I'm lucky, right, I'll survive this pullback on AMD and it'll continue dropping, but I may not. My stop is at break even, by the way.
AMD or Apple, you mean?
Sorry, Andrew, repeat that.
AMD or Apple? You said you survived the pullback on AMD or Apple?
No, Apple.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm out of Apple right now because it just came back through my break-even point. So, and it might make a move now at the high of day because there are orders sitting up at 225. So,
Peter, the man who shorts Apple at all-time high.
Yep, I have no fear shorting things at all-time high. I do it all the time.
Does your wife know that you're doing this with your family savings? Shorting Apple at all-time high?
She has no idea. And it wouldn't mean anything to her if I told her.
Jared, what did you trade? Jared has been quiet in the chat room. Tesla, you traded long Tesla? Oh, you traded a lot, huh?
AMD's pulling back to VWAP.
Back to my break-even point almost slowly. Let me get out of AMD. Hope that Tesla stays below the VWAP for the sake of my calls.
AJC, your problem is shorting at all-time highs. Again, you've got to know the strategy that you're using, right? No matter what you're trading, but the reason why I can trade at all-time highs is I'm looking for very specific signals. If I don't get them, then I don't. Because you're right, all-time highs, it's only an all-time high until the next penny ticks through. Then you get a new all-time high and a new one, right? You don't want to get caught in that, and I certainly have been in the past. But I find when I look for my specific setups and signals, it gives me a better probability of success. So just wait for those moments. That's why you have to be patient. And you see, it's hard to describe succinctly, but bottom line, it's significant price hesitation at that high. It doesn't have to be an all-time high. It could be a high of day, high of week. Apple just happens to be at an all-time high here. But I mean, the short would be just look at the Apple chart. What I don't like is the flat volume we've been seeing ever since the open. But just look at how many times it tried at that specific level around 220, well, just under 225, but 224.80. Tried. The final signal for me when I entered was look at the chart at 10:07 when you get what I call a spinning top doji. Big candle, little body. It showed clear indecision in price direction. Right, it was unable to break higher. There was no increased volume, which means I wasn't seeing new buyers to push it through that all-time high. It seemed like at that point, once you get that indecision candle, there's a good chance it's going to drop. Now, whether that drop is sustained or short-term, I don't know. Which is why I'm I'm cautious on how I manage the trade. You notice I got out very quickly when it got back to my break even, because it could then break to all-time highs, like new all-time highs. So, and look, that's exactly what it's doing right now. So, you look at this and you say, well, Apple's going long all day. It's at all-time highs, crazy trade. But I knew exactly what I was doing and what I intended to do to manage it. And I stuck to those rules, and it kept me out of trouble. Okay. You explain how you know the relative volume. Shaminki, it depends on the platform you've got. If you're using a DAS-based platform right now, you can get the RVol. I use what it's called. RVol is the study that it's called, RVOL, relative volume. It'll tell you what that relative volume is on the day. That's overall. So Apple is trading at 73% RVol for today, which means 100% would be average. Anything below 100 is under. Anything above is, of course, over its average volume. And look at how this volume spike just came in with Apple here at the all-time high, right? I'm busy talking to you guys, but so it's likely to make a little bit of a pullback now. But you'd have to have had a good risk, an excellent entry on that one to take this. Anyways, but really what I'm looking at is a 1-minute chart to see the volume on Apple, and you can just see how flat that volume was, right? Big candle at right at 9:30. Look at that, flat on Apple on a 1-minute chart, right until this candle that we just got here at 10:15. So. Look at that. See? In the middle of me trading Apple short, we've got Pierre, another moderator in the room, who went long a little while ago at 223, now taking some off $2 later at 225, right? So shows how you can trade in different directions if you've got a different time frame and different objectives. And I made money on my little trade. Pierre's making more money probably on his longer term trade.
Nice. What's PLTR doing? PLTR is going up too. PLTR is going to go to the 27 daily chart, and PLTR is, wow, interesting. Oh, life.
Raf. Oh yeah, Raf, you're in you're busy Kinsenering. I can't make a proper word out of that. That didn't work out.
Mike J, you traded what? Apple, very nice. Very nice, guys. Super nice. AMD turned out to be super nice. That was my biggest. Actually, it wasn't the biggest profit. Tesla was. Super nice, guys. So you can see my open position in the chat room. So I have 4,000 shares of AMD. I have those Tesla calls that I'm short. Some Tesla calls at 265, which they're probably gonna go expire worthless. And that's it. AMD is going back up, so that's super interesting. We're gonna have this AMD position open. NVIDIA is super choppy below the VWAP. AMD has a much nicer price action. So it's also very important to see between these two. Yeah, I wouldn't touch NVIDIA anymore. Tesla, well, rejected the VWAP so far. Hopefully it stays below the VWAP. Mara is down 5%.
Wow.
What happened to crypto over the weekend? Was there any news on crypto over the weekend? It just got destroyed.
No, It's been dropping the last little while. I mean, it typically sells when the markets are closed, right? So, but I didn't see any news on it. Oh,
That's my concern about 24 hours trading on NYSE is that outside of regular trading hour, there might be a lot of, you know, pump and dump or manipulation.
huge news. Oh, what was the news on crypto? Oh, I see. Oh yeah, Mount Gox about to begin refunds of digital assets to its users. Huh. Okay, I missed that. Thank you, everyone. So a redistribution of some big, but that's not. Why would it drop? That's just a redistribution of existing Bitcoin.
AMD is going back up.
I
AMD did a
guess.
920 trade, kind of did a 920 trade actually. AMD kind of did a 920. SPY is coming back above the VWAP, which we want. SPY doesn't want to go red.
Oh, Bitcoin.
What is the inflation number, CPI number?
We didn't have any of that today. We had the jobs numbers this morning.
Yeah, well, when is the next CPI, which causes some volatility?
Next week on Thursday. CPI
Hell
comes out.
yeah. Hell yeah.
PPI on Friday.
Hell yeah. CPI next Thursday. He's going back up for the high of the day. I'm still long AMD. 4,000 shares. Should I add here? I shall not add. Peter, there's a question for you in the YouTube. Are you strategically typically on the short side?
Yes, I
You
am.
have
Sorry, I missed that question. Yeah, well, Nathan, my strategies aren't short specific. They work in either direction, but I am short biased. So as a trader, I just prefer to trade short. There's no particular logic to that. For whatever reason, I'm just more comfortable trading things short. So I tend to look for those, like they feel more natural to me. Most people, it feels more natural to go long, which makes sense, right? Because that's the old school typical buy, buy low, sell high. But for whatever reason, I'm a more comfortable short trader, so I tend to, my brain looks for those, and I feel much more comfortable taking them when I see them. But the strategies theoretically and practically do work in both directions. When I look at my data, my stats, I was talking about this the other day in the chat room. I've got stats going back to 2017 when I started trading full time here, and I think I had something like 4,600 trades I was looking at between 2020 and today, and something like, I can't remember offhand, 2/3 of them were short, but my relative profitability percentage win rate between long and short was about the same. So numerically, statistically, there's no reason for me to favor a short. I can win just as effectively going long, but I prefer the short for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm more like a long side trader. Like today, most of my
Yeah.
trades are long. I shorted Tesla, but most of my trades
AMD,
usually have your
AMD, yeah, new high
yeah.
for
I'll
today.
partial out for
Look at that.
yeah, yeah. I partialed out. Beautiful break of high of the day again. I think then the 171 would be my next target. Beautiful trade on AMD.
Generic user, it puts me in a tough quandary, doesn't it? Because you say I'm happy when the market burns. Well, on a short-term day trading time frame, I guess so. But for my long-term like retirement portfolio, not so much. So
So our Singh says AMD bearish engulfing, and that's a good comment. So these engulfings are super meaningful right at the open. When you go into the afternoon, these candlesticks of engulfing become less and less irrelevant because the market gets choppier. So I mostly look at these engulfing cracks at the open, first 5-10 minutes. You know, that's what I typically do. Be careful of, again, as you go into the afternoon, the candlestick sizes are going to become lower and lower, and then you see more of these engulfing. So don't take these trades all the time based on this. You can still trade it. So see, this one's going down a little bit, but meaningfully movement. You're gonna, I give meaning only for the first 30 minutes. I hope that makes sense. Does it make sense, Arsene? Yeah. So if you
that's a
want to, for
great
example,
point
build
that
a
Andrew's
strategy,
making.
yeah. Sorry, Peter. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a great point that Andrew's making. Everybody should pay attention to that. That just signals, and when we're talking about them, like Andrew said, the engulfing crack that he's looking at, it may work at certain time frames of the day because you need to understand the market sentiments and the market personality at that time. My trades work later in the day because if I saw the same signals, and I've said this when I do like my training on my strategies, when it happens at 9:39, for example, it's too early. I don't take them because the strategies and the setups I'm looking for don't work at the open because it has a different sort of trading personality. And like Andrew's saying, his strategies, you got to be careful, right? You can't take those engulfing candles later in the day with the same confidence or the same approach you would in the morning. So this is one thing you learn over time. At what part of the trading day or trading cycle do my strategies work best? So, when do I employ them?
Yeah, so that's why trade book is important. Having a trade book in the trade book, when you say engulfing, your trade book also mentioned what time of the day engulfing is
Exactly.
meaningful. So if you, for example, want to trade the shorts right now in AMD, you can't just short only based on this, the engulfing that you see at 1024 to 1025. So you got to look at maybe higher time frame, look at more patterns that like a double, mounting pass that Peter has, or double top, or something like that. So that's very important to understand that, that your trade book dictates not only the pattern, but the time of the day that that pattern is there. Like, for example, if you want to, have a pattern with a double top or something like that, is it better than just look at this individual 2 1 minute candlesticks. So somebody in YouTube is asking, why don't you guys bother about TSX? As I'm Canadian, what should you do? I'm Canadian too. My account is with Interactive Brokers Canada, but I don't trade TSX because the volatility and liquidity of the US market, just nothing beats that. There's nothing like that in the world. So these kind of trades that we do, you can't do it on Australian Stock Exchange or Indian Stock Exchange or Canadian Stock Exchange. As a Canadian, you can open an account with Interactive Broker, deposit your money in Canadian dollar, but invest and trade in the US stock market. TSX just doesn't move. There's no liquidity. Um, um, So, and plus, remember that we are trading. We're not really investing. I'm investing, but through VOO that I have in the US stock market. And plus, these are not US company either. Like Apple, it's not a US company. It's a multinational company. Like I think in S&P 500, like 60% of the revenue is coming from international. It's not US based. So you're not really investing in the US. You're investing in 500 multinational companies that run the world essentially. So again, yeah, it shouldn't stop you from anywhere in the world. You should nothing like stops you from trading the U.S. market. If you don't have in $25,000, you can go with brokers like CMEG that offer you higher leverage at the lower price. And soon maybe we offer this $50,000 funded account to everybody, so you can essentially trade that $50,000 funded trading account instead of having a small account. I might actually offer it soon to everybody, not just through the PCT, but to everybody. That's one way of practicing with a small account. All right, that noise is coming. So if you have any questions, guys, join us in the chat room. I'm going to stay around for the chat room, answer questions. I don't think I'm going to open any new position. So in the chat room, you can see my open position. I have 3,000 shares of AMD, very profitable. These 250 calls, the 265 calls are doing pretty good. I might actually come out of it profitable. And yeah, I have a big position of the OO. Officially today, I had over $1 million unrealized. The combination of these two at one point did go above 1 million. Not anymore, but yeah. So thank you so much, guys, in YouTube. See you on Monday morning. Remember, we're gonna give the chat room and join, guys, in the chat room if you are. So if I'm gonna answer questions, guys, in the chat room. So we have an intro package that you can come and sign up for 1 week to get a feeling of who are we and what we do. And yeah, that's awesome. Goodbye, guys. Thanks, Brent, for the great job. So Peter, let's go to the chat room directly.
You bet. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend on YouTube. Hopefully we'll see you in the chat room soon. Later.